Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening all. We are from Group J, MB47 12. Today we are here to presentation of financial analysis ratio reports. It is comparison of financial management performance ratio analysis reports of Indofood Sukses Makmur Public Company and Mayora Indah Public Company. Before we begin, let me introduce you to my team members, including me. Hello, my name is Aura Tasya Sofia.
Hello, my name is Aula Fifadani Roshid.
My name is Bagas Mana Putra.
So, firstly, what is financial statements of the company? The company's financial statements are main source of a company to maintain the company's business continuity, improve management performance, and provide information to the public and stakeholders. A company is considered reputable if its objectives are achieved, including making a profit. The way to find out whether the company's performance is balanced or non-balanced is by looking at the company's financial ratio.
And why we choose food and beverage industry? Because according to the result of our research that we found at commonparent.go.id that the F&B industry is one of the mainstay manufacturing sectors in making a major contribution to economic growth in Indonesia and also has been recorded to have a consistent increase that continues to be positive. So being one of the largest contribution in the country draws our attention for analysis.
Why does it have to be Indofood and Mayora? Because the latest reporting result in 2024, according to IDX channel, Indofood and Mayora become one of the 10 largest FMCG or fast-moving consumer goods companies listed on the Indonesia Stock Exchange. It is stated that Indofood with IDX code INDF ranks fourth, while Mayora with IDX code MUR occupies the fifth position, only one difference.
And now we will enter the main topic, namely the result of financial ratio analysis of these two companies. Prior to that, financial ratio analysis is divided into four types consisting of liquidity ratio, capital structure ratio, asset management efficiency ratio, and less profitability ratio. We will discuss the result of the ratios together one by one. First from the liquidity ratio. So the first one, current ratio. The current ratio formula is current asset divided by current liabilities. PT at PT Indofood in 2022 at a value of 1.88 or 178%. In 2023 at a value of 1.92 or 191%. And PT Mayora Indah in 2022 has a value of 2.62 or 262%. And in 2023 has a value of 3.68 or 367%. The conclusion is PT Mayora Indah is better in terms of liquidity than PT Indofood Sukses Makmur. PT Mayora Indah has more asset to anticipate risks from 262% in 2022 to 367% in 2023. Next. continue to the second. Number 2 is acid test ratio. So the formula acid test ratio is current assets
Minus inventories.
reduced inventories divided by current liabilities. At PT Indofood Sukses Makmur in 2022 has a value 1.24 or 124%. In 223 has a value 1.48 or 148%. The increase in acid test ratio from 124% in 222 to 145% in 223 indicates that the company has better liquidity with sufficient current assets to cover its short-term liabilities. And at PT Mayora Indah has a value 1.93 or 193%. In 223 had a value 2.678 or 278%. The increase in acid test ratio from 193% in 2022 to 278% in 223 indicates that the company has better liquidity with sufficient current asset to cover its short-term liabilities. So the conclusion is PT Mayora Indah record a more significant increase in the quick ratio from 193% in 222 to 278% in 2023. This means that PT Mayora Indah has quick asset to pay its current liabilities compared to PT Indofood Sukses Makmur. Next. Number 3. Average collection period. So the formula average collection period is akun receivable divided by daily credit sales. At PT Indofood in 2022 had a value of 29.6. In 223 had a value 28.3. The decrease in the average collection period from 29.6 in 2022 to 28.3 days in 2023 indicates that the company has a faster time to collect receivable compared to previous year. In PT Mayora Indah in 2022 has a value 68.6. In 2023 has a value of 71.8. The decrease in the average collection period from 78.6 days in 2022 to 71.8 28.8 days in 2023 indicates that the company has a faster time to collect receivable compared to previous year. So the conclusion is PT Mayora Indah experienced billing times on a larger scale, namely 71.8 days to 78.6 days. PT Indofood Sukses Makmur had a shorter scale from 29.3 days to 28.3 days. There was a slight decrease in efficiency. Next. Number 4, account receivable turnover. The account receivable turnover formula is credit sales divided by account receivable. At PT Indofood Sukses Makmur in 2022 had a value 12.3. In 2023 had a value 12.8. A stable art of 12.3 in 2022 and 12.8 in 2023 indicates that the company has managed to collect its receivable consistently and efficiently. And at PT Mayora Indah in 2022 had a value 4.64. In 2023 had a value 5.8. The increase in accounts receivable turnover from 4.64 to 5.08 shows that the company is more efficient in managing receivable in 2023 compared to the previous year. So the conclusion is PT Indofood and PT Mayora saw improvement in account receivable turnover. PT Indofood Sukses Makmur is generally superior in terms of account receivable management, and the slight increase from 12.3 to 12.8 indicates consistent management stability. Next. Number 5, inventory turnover. The inventory turnover formula is COGS divided by inventory. At PT Indofood Sukses Makmur in 2022 had a value of 4.65. In 2023 had value of 4.97. The increase in the inventory turnover ratio from 4.65 to 4.97 shows that PT Indofood Sukses Makmur has a success in increasing the efficiency of inventory management. And at PT Mayora Indah in 2022 had a value of 6.15. In 223 had a value of 6.48. The increase in PT Mayora Indah inventory turnover ratio from 6.15 in 2022 to 1.48 in 23 shows increased efficiency in inventory management with a higher turnover rate. So the conclusion is Mayora Indah is more efficient in inventory than PT Indofood Sukses Makmur with an inventory turnover of 6.48 in 2023. However, both show increased efficiency from 2022 to 2023, indicating improvement in inventory management. That's all the liquidity ratio presentation from me. The next ratio will be explained by my colleague Bagas.
So next, I'm going to explain the total capital structure ratio of this company from 2022 and 2023. And first, the debt ratio. The result of debt ratio from total debt divided by total assets. First, in this case, PT Indofood Sukses Makmur, in the year of 2022, the debt ratio we got is 48.1%, and in 2023, 46%. The debt ratio has slightly decreased from 48.1% in 2022 to 46% in 2023, indicating a slight improvement in the company's financial leverage. So it means the company is using less debt to finance its operation, which could imply a stronger financial position and less risk, as the company might be relying more on its own funds or equity rather than borrowing. And the next is PT Mayora Indah. In the year of 2022, the debt ratio we got is 42.3%, and in the year of 2023 is 36%. The statement is that in 2023, the proportion of Mayora assets financed by debt has decreased. The sentences concludes that this decrease in the debt ratio shows Mayora is reducing its dependence on debt to finance its operation. Essentially, the company is becoming less reliant on borrowing and is using more of its own capital to fund its business. This is generally seen as a positive trend for the company's financial health, as it suggests less financial risk. And the conclusion from the financial report data, we can say that PT Mayora has more loans or debt ratio to finance its company, because PT Mayora has a debt ratio of 42.3% in 2022 and 36% in 2023, while PT Indofood has debt ratio of 48.1% in 2022 and 46.0% in 2023. Next, times interest earned. So to get the result of times interest earned, all we have to do is count operating income divided by interest expense. In this case, PT Indofood Sukses Makmur from the year 2022 got 246%, and in the year of 2023 it got 558%. The conclusion is increased from 625% in 2022 to 1000. Sorry, salah baca, sorry. Aku mulai dari awal lagi deh. Next, times interest earned. So the result of times interest earned, all we have to do is okay, next, time interest earned. So to get the result of time interest earned, all we have to do is count operating income divided by interest expense. In this case, PT Indofood Sukses Makmur in the year of 2022 it got 246%, and in the year of 2023 it got 558%. So it means this large increase indicates a substantial improvement in Indofood's financial health, specifically in its ability to pay off interest on its debt. A higher time interest earned ratio suggests the company is in a stronger position to meet its debt obligation, as it has more than enough earnings to comfortably handle its interest payments. While in PT Mayora Indah, in the year of 2022, the times interest earned we got is 6,625%, and in the year of 2023 we got 1,420%, increase from 625% in 2022 to 1,420% in 2023. This significant increase indicates that every rupiah invested by shareholder generate a much higher profit in 2023. So it means the significant increase in this ratio indicates that the company has become more efficient in generating profit from shareholder investments. The conclusion is from the result from the analyzed, PT Indofood shows very improved financial performance in terms of ability to pay debt interest from 246% in 2022 into 558% in 2023. Performance in terms of ability to pay debt interest. The company is increasingly financially healthy, while PT Mayora explains a decline from 625% in 2022 into 142% in 2023. In performance, in terms of ability to pay debt interest, further analysis needs to be carried out to find out the cause of this decline, such as a decrease in income, an increase in interest expenses, or other factors. Okay, next I'm going to explain the asset management efficiency ratio. First one is total assets turnover. To get the result of total asset turnover, all we have to do is count sales divided by total asset. First, in PT Indofood Makmur, in the year of 2022, it got 61.4%, and in the year of 2023, it got 60%. I mean 60%. So the total assets turnover has slightly decreased from 61.4% in 2022 to 60% in 2023. This suggests a marginal decline in the efficiency of Indofood's assets utilization in generating sales. So it means overall the efficiency of using Indofood assets is still marginal decline in the efficiency of Indofood assets utilization in generating sales. However, the overall efficiency remains relatively high. And for the Mayora, in the year of 2022, it got 137%, and in the year of 2023, it got 131%, decreased slightly from 137% in 2022 to 131% in 2023, although the decrease is not too large. It should be noted that the company has become slightly less efficient in utilizing all of its assets to generate sales. Next, fixed asset turnover. Fixed asset turnover, to get the result of fixed asset turnover, all we have to do is to count the sales divided by net fixed asset. First, in PT Indofood Makmur, in the year of 2022, it got 233%, and in the year of 2023, it got 236%. The fixed asset turnover has slightly increased from 233.1% in 2022 to 236.0% in 2023. While in PT Mayora Indah, in 2022, the fixed asset turnover we got is 424%, and in the year of 2023, the fixed asset turnover we got is 391%. So decrease from 420% to 391%. This indicates that fixed assets such as factories, machinery, and buildings were not utilized optimally to generate revenue. The conclusion is, from the result of the analysis, there was a small increase of 3% from 233% in 2022 and 236% in 2023 in fixed asset turnover. This shows that Indofood is becoming more efficient in utilizing its fixed assets, such as factories, machines, and buildings, to generate sales. This means that every rupiah invested in fixed asset produce higher decline in fixed asset turnover. This indicates a decrease in efficiency in the use of fixed assets. This means that the company's fixed assets are not utilized optimally to generate income. Most likely, there are assets that are idle or not being used efficiently. And the next, me and Aura going to explain the profitability ratio. Okay, next, return on investment. To get the result of return on investment, all we have to do is counting operating income divided by total asset. In this case, PT Indofood Sukses Makmur, in the year of 2022, it got 10.9%, and in the year of 2023, it got 11%. The return on investment slightly increased from 10.9% in 2022 into 11.0% in 2023. This suggests a marginal improvement in Indofood's operating profitability. And in PT Mayora Indah, the return on investment in the year of 2022 is 33.6%, and in the year of 2023 is 111%, increased from 33.6% to 111.1%. This significant increase indicates that every rupiah invested generates a much higher operating profit. So the conclusion is, from the result of the analysis, there was a small increase of 0.1% in return on investment of PT Indofood. This indicates a slight increase in the profitability of Indofood's operation. This means that every rupiah invested in assets produce slightly higher operating profits compared to the previous year. Meanwhile, in PT Mayora, there was a very significant increase of 77.5% in return on investment. This indicates a very good improvement in operating profitability. This means that every rupiah invested produce operating profits that are much higher than the previous year.
Okay, I will explain the rest of profitability ratio. Second, there is operating profit margin, the formula operating income divided by sales. In Indofood in 2022, as we can see, the operating profit margin value is 17%, also the same in 2023. Meaning that Indofood gets an operating profit of 17% of net sales, despite fluctuation in decline, but the ratio results show that the company is stable in maintaining general profits and operational efficiency. Meanwhile, the value of operating profit margin of Mayora in 2022 is 7.9%, while in 2023 it increased by 30%, meaning that Mayora gets an operating profit increase. So the conclusion is, from the analysis, OPM of Indofood and Mayora shows that the percentage of Indofood is higher at 17% than Mayora, which Indofood is better than Mayora. Next, there's net profit margin with formula net income divided sales. NPM in 2022, Indofood earned 8.2% net income from net sales, while in 2023 is increased by 10%, meaning that the company's ability to maximizing profits, and they're able to manage interest, financing, and tax as well. Meanwhile, the value of net profit margin of Mayora is in 2022 is 6.4%, while in 2023 is 10%. Is show that increasing from the company. So the question is, from the result of the analysis, both companies have the highest NPM percentage at 10%, but increase is net profit margin that Mayora managed to do was higher by 3.6% than Indofood. So Mayora is more excellent in increasing NPM than Indofood. Next, there is return on equity, with the formula is net income divided by total common equity or total equity. As you can see, value of the return on equity of Indofood in 2022 is 9.8%, while in 2023 is increased by 11%, meaning that the company generates 9.8% of net income from shareholder investment. The value of this ratio increased from 2023, indicates that the company is effective in utilizing shareholders' equity to generate profits, while the return of value or ROA value Mayora is in 2022 is 50% and in 2023 is 21%. So the conclusion is both company. So the conclusion is both percentage ratio are higher than those of Indofood in Mayora, because the higher ROA, the higher the return on funds invested by shareholder, the higher the profit. Next, based on the Depan model with formula NPM multiplied by TATO divided by 1 minus total debt. Depan is another way to look at ROA results. All ROE results with Depan model are not much different or even the same. ROA Indofood in 22 is 0.10997. It's the same like the before. It can be seen from the result or ROA with the Depan method that the results are the same or not much different from the result of the ROA method like before page. Okay, so next, the fifth is gross profit margin with the formula gross profit divided by revenue. As we can see, value of gross profit margin of Indofood in 22 is 30% and 2023 is 32%, meaning that company is more efficient in producing its products. While in Mayora, GPM is 6 trillion and revenue is 30 trillion. The OPM in 22 is only 20%, and in 23 with 8 trillion divided by 21 trillion equals 26%. This increase, but compared to Indofood, the ratio of Indofood is higher than Mayora. Indofood is higher by 20% and 22, while Mayora is lower. So this shows that the higher GPM, the better, because the cost of goods sold by Indofood is relatively lower than sales. Next. So last, return on assets with formula net income divided by total assets. As we can see, value of ROA Indofood is increased from 5% to 6.1%, while Mayora as well is increasing from 8.8% to 13%. Both companies show they are improving in this ratio, but the result of Mayora's ratio is superior to Indofood, where the highest value is 6.1% only, and the increase from the previous year only increased by 1.1%, in contrast to Mayora, which show a greater increase of 4.2%. This strongly indicates Mayora's ability to use this asset to generate more net profit. That's all the explanation from me about the profitability ratio. I can conclude that this profitability ratio comparison is favored by Mayora. Mayora ratio value is superior in 4 out of 6 ratio. That's all for me. Sorry if there's wrong explanation.
So based on the result of the analysis of PT Indofood, Sukses Makmur Tbk, and PT Mayora Indah Tbk using for ratio analysis method, namely the liquidity ratio, capital structure ratio, asset management efficiency ratio, and profitability ratio during the 2022 into 2023 period, it can be concluded that in the result of the comparison, Mayora succeeded in efficiency and effectiveness of its companies. Finances, even though PT Mayora's position is lower than PT Indofood, which is the number 4 FMCG company in Indonesia.
That's all presentation from our group J regarding the analysis of Indofood's financial ratio with Mayora. Please apologize if there are mistakes in words and deeds. We cover it up and thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.